well, okay, if you're on the YouTubes, we are here for the first time doing our 30 through 21 list, and we're just going to jump right into this, starting with this guy, Dean.
Oh yeah,
I'm Dean, by the way.
I mean, we're trucking along here, and
we haven't even started yet.
We're having a blast. I'm saying we're trucking along when it comes to the thing.
Okay.
The list.
Oh, like overall. Like, okay, we're 3 weeks into this.
I think you're recording your screen a little bigger than usual. Looks like you've been...
it's been this way the last couple times.
Okay.
I hope so. I might have to do a little cropping.
Looks like you're doing a little bit of promotion for some of these podcasts out there.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
I usually have my quick bar on there. There we go.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
I'm still going to show up on every shot. All right.
These games got to be amazing. Like, I will literally boo your games if you make a bad choice here.
Me?
And I would ask that you would do the same to me.
Okay. Oh, good. I'm ready. I know what your list is. I've seen your list, and I'm ready to boo.
I think that's right.
Okay. Let's see. All right. My number 30 is Rococo. Specifically.
Good answer.
Good.
Like Family Feud. Good answer.
Specifically, Rococo Deluxe Edition. I like this game for a lot of reasons. It feels like a game Concordia that we talked about being an elegant game. This feels very elegant. You are You are deck building in this game, and you're going to be taking. It's interesting though. It's different kind of deck building because you get to actually choose which cards you want to play before you have to reshuffle. So like you take all the cards that you have in your draw pile, and you pick 3 of those, and you're going to choose the actions that you're going to pick. Now, the cards are also dual purpose because it has a symbol on there, a thimble symbol, like that.
Ah, there it is.
And the thimble symbol has to match the different actions that you're taking on the board, but it also might give you a little bonus. Like you might get some money, you might get some thread. There's lots of different things that can happen from those different actions, and then you're able to buy new cards. But ultimately what you're trying to do is you are going to be building clothes, you're going to be making clothes, and you're going to be either selling them or renting them. Yeah, selling them or renting them. Selling them to get the money for it, renting it to put it in the Great Hall for the big ball that they have so that everyone can see how amazing you are and give you victory points. Really?
That's right.
Right? That's essentially the game. A lot of cool stuff going on. There's area control, there's deck building, there's hand management, there's resource management, lots of cool different things. I really, really love this game. That is Rococo.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it because it may or may not be on my list. May or not.
That means it
may not be on my list today.
That means it may.
How about that? All right, so my number 30 is a game that is new to me this year, Dean, and new to my list. It has replaced, so this could be controversial. I love it. I love controversy. Wait, did you say what that was rated?
My number 30, Rococo, is rated. Okay.
Well, it's going to be the deluxe. You have to go to the original.
That's fine. You can keep talking.
I feel like it's like 100 and something the original is.
That's probably right.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I'm distracted now.
That's all right.
I want to see what it is.
Keep talking.
Yeah. Come on, interwebs.
What? You're not going to say it? You're just going to...
I'm just going to stare at the screen.
You're just going to wait. All right, so it's
255.
255.
Okay. Wow. Seems a little low. Seems a little low to me. All right, so this is a new game. For me, it is going to replace another game, and that is, this replaces Tigris and Euphrates on my list. This is Yellow and Yangtze. How about that?
Boo!
In your face, Tigris and Euphrates. No, I'm just kidding.
I've never played this game.
I love Tigris and Euphrates. I just feel like this is, I know this, some people will argue with me, I feel like this is the better version. In this game...
BGG would disagree. It's 100 overall for Tigris and Euphrates.
Here's the problem, though. Yellow and Yangtze is out of print. It's hard to get. You know, Tigris and Euphrates has been around forever. This Yellow and Yangtze has hexes, which, you know, is fine, whatever. I don't know if that necessarily makes it better, nor makes it worse. But just the battle and stuff like that's a little bit more streamlined, and I like it better. And I like that there's green tiles that you now have. If you're a Tigris and Euphrates fan, you know what I'm talking about, where you can actually pick from a display instead of just totally randomly drawing all the time. There's some other things I like about it. But if you've never played this game, this is an epic battle. This is an epic battle where, like, you're building up your empire or whatever, but what's so great about this is your lowest scoring cubes is your total score for the game. So it's one of those balance games, right? Like you can't, if you decide to have 25 red cubes, but you only have 4 green, what are you going to score? 4 points. That's it. But then Yellow and Yangtze also adds wild, which are yellows. So at the end of the game, you evenly distribute your yellows across the board. So it might make you score 6 points if you had 4 with the green. But that's what's so intriguing about this game. It is so like tactical of when to decide to attack somebody else's, because if you do, then you can maybe take over some of their towers, or instead of like military battling Dean, do you want to revolt against theirs? And it's so crazy because these battles are taking place, but it's not just me versus Dean. If we're playing like multiple players, it's like Dean could have two of his leaders in the city. I could have 2 leaders in a city, and Charles over here, we're battling against him. So we're on a team basically because we don't want to lose. Sometimes battles take place where you have multiple leaders in different kingdoms that are battling against each other. And you're like, crap, what do I do now? Which one do I care about the most? I'm selling you on this, dude. This game is freaking awesome. I don't have a copy of it. I think if I had a copy of this, this could be skyrocketing up to one of my top games of all time.
Okay. All right. That's big time. Big praise. Epic battling is what you say.
Yes.
From Reiner Knizia.
Reiner Knizia. Yeah, heck yeah. Vincent Dutrait art too, by the way.
It's beautiful. The production is through the roof on this one, and Tigris and Euphrates has good production too. It seems like Anyway,
the pagodas are real nice in this game, and they work easier and like a little bit simpler, and it's more elegant, I think, than Tigris and Euphrates. I think Reiner stood back and fixed it. Not fixed it. It needed no fixing. Improved it.
Okay. All right. I need to try this one. We got to get this one to the table. Speaking of playing older games, this is not an older game, but 2000. What is it?
18.
18. Okay. 2018. But
it's expensive. You got to find it.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, it's like over $100.
But Tigris and Euphrates is quite a bit older than that. Anyway.
I would love to play this with like you and Justin and Jonathan, and I'd love to play with you too, Steven.
There we go.
That's our buddy Steven. But he doesn't usually get to play, so.
All right. That is John's number 30.
I love you, buddy.
Yellowing Yangtze.
One day.
John's just going off on a tangent.
One day we're going to hold hands and play games together soon, Stevie.
My number 29 is Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion specifically. Just because I think this is a good entry point into the system. I really love the gameplay of this one. You're going on missions. It uses the book in Jaws of the Lion as opposed to the tiles, which is nice. I've come to really enjoy that from games. Kind of like if you played Mice and Mystics versus Stuffed Fables or something like that, where you have the storybook. And it tells you how to set everything up. You're going to be playing cards and attacking and completing the missions that way. It's all story-driven as well. You're going to be improving your character as the game goes on, and it's just really a lot of fun. And for this is a fairly cheap game too, considering what you get in the box. And I've seen this on sale for like under $30, I think, which is crazy town. I think it plays fun solo. I don't like it as much solo because there's something about not knowing exactly what your partner has and is going to do. You have to speak in vagueness whenever you're talking about, talking to your partner.
Vagueness?
You have to be vague about what you're doing. You can't be very specific about everything. Now, Gloomhaven overall is like number 1, right? Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion is ranked number 4 overall.
Yeah. We already talked. I don't like that.
That's fine. It is what it is, but regardless, I really like this game. You like this game too.
Yeah, it's fun.
Not necessarily.
I actually ended up selling my copy because I just wasn't getting it to the table, but I kind of regret it, but it's fine.
Get it.
It's cheap if I want to get that back.
That's true. So that's Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, number 29. Much faster than John, by the way.
It's really good.
All right, you're number 29.
All right, so my number 29 is a Stefan Feld game. I mean, why not? Why not if I already have 2 Feld games on this list? Might as well make it 3. Probably make it 4.
Might as well make it 12.
Probably make it 5. Might have 6, actually.
I think I only have 1.
That's terrible.
I only have 1
That's not terrible, but I actually, now I'm thinking about it, I might have 6 Feld games in my top 50.
That's not bad.
Best designer of all time.
I probably did in the past, but this year I only have 1.
There you go.
It's crazy.
So this is ranked 1069 overall. This is probably the lowest ranked Feld that is highest on my list, and that's Forum Trajanum. And Forum Trajanum was a game that I continue to feel like it came out the year of Carpe Diem. I continue to feel like it's just underappreciated. And I guess because I know I've heard people say it's themeless and blah blah blah. Fine. Like if you want a game that has a ton of theme, then you're not going to like this, and there's no way of me convincing you that it's good. But for me, it's all about the decisions, and it's all about I have these two tiles, and which one am I going to pick, and which one am I going to hand to my partner, and I have these dudes, you know, the colors of the red and the yellow, and man, how am I going to play those people best? And then how am I going to send envoys to the middle? And like, there's all these, like, I say this every year about this game, there's all these like grueling decisions of like, you have 2 or 3 choices, and what do I do? But I want to do them all. And the game goes fast, it plays quick because of that, and it's so fun. Every time I play it, I'm like, that was great.
Yeah. Now I'm with you.
45 minute to an hour long fun game.
I really like this one. I kind of think initially when this came out, I had this higher than Carpe Diem. Not that it really matters. They're not the same. Diem. I don't know. I've really I've played Carpe Diem a lot more than I've played this since then. I just like the simplicity of that. But this is a really, really good game. Good pick.
Yeah, I remember teaching you that the first time.
Yeah.
I think we were at your old house.
That's right.
And I think that you were like, wow, that was way better than I expected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect from this one, because I think I didn't really know a whole lot about it other than it was a fell. So
29, Form Trajanum.
All right, my number 28 is one that you've already talked about. It's Hansa Teutonica.
Oh, well then we can just move on. Okay. That's a great game. Good answer. You're making some, I'm not going to lie, Dean, you're making some good picks so far.
Let me share why I like Hansa Teutonica. It's the quickness of it that,
Sure.
It's an interesting game of area control, and the turns are so fast. You're just, bam, bam, you're done. Just take quick turns, and you feel like you're accomplishing a lot. It always feels super tense whenever I play it, whenever I'm trying to like gain these spots that I think John's also going to go for, and then he starts removing pieces of mine off the board. I don't mind take thatness from this game because you gain benefits even though people are hurting you in this game. This is a great game. Love it. Hansa Teutonica.
It's really good. Yeah, good. That's another good answer.
Yeah, I'm killing you on time, by the way. I'm crushing it with being more concise.
That is, there's a first for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you're number 28. Hansa Teutonica.
You're number 28.
My number 28 is Newton. How about that?
What?
That is, what do you mean, what?
I mean, I don't know if you've got this designer on your list yet.
Yeah, Simone Luciani in the story Mangone.
That was a joke.
Yeah, I love Luciani. 351 overall. I mean, so in this game, it's, highly thematic, right? You're sending out your workers up the tech tree, and you're sending them on, journeys across the ocean. But that was a joke, obviously. But what's so interesting for me in this game is, number one, it's not that heavy. Like, it's 3.3 weight. And I think, yeah, easily, maybe even less than that. It just feels like a solid, bland Euro, medium weight Euro that gives you interesting decisions. But I think my favorite part probably is the card play and how you're building your deck. And when you lay down a card, you see how many of a specific symbol, like whether it's a travel symbol, are already on your desk. And then you get to do that power of an action. So I think that what's so fun about that is you have to have that forward thinking and planning, right? Like if I play this card before this, and then on your cards you also might get actions, or maybe there's books on them and you need books to be able to put books on the shelf. So I have to play this before this card, but I really don't want to do that. Those kind of decisions. And it's really about weaving together, everything is woven really well together, and how can you weave, some of this. I can't go heavy in everything, but I need a little bit of this to get to this and score the points, and it's a blast.
Yep. This is one of those games that I haven't played in so long, and I'm like, okay, it's okay if I play
I think you would play it again and be like, so my wife, we had played it when it originally came out in 2018, and back then these types of games were really overwhelming for her. And she didn't really want to play it that much. We played it I had played it with her maybe once since then. We played it again, she beat me and was like, yeah, that was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So
I think that's where I'd be at. I rated this pretty high at the time, but then I just, out of sight, out of mind, there's a lot of games that we play. But if I had to guess, if I played this one again, this week, I'd probably really enjoy it.
From one beige Euro, Hansa Teutonica, to another, Newton.
Speaking of beige
28 Newton
Euros, my number 27 is Eclipse. Eclipse Second Dawn for the Galaxy.
Speaking of overthinking, if you were listening to the podcast,
that's right.
Dean's game choices with me.
Now listen to me, John. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I have Eclipse at 20. What did I just say? 27. Okay, 27. It's 27. This game will rise for me. There is no doubt in my mind. I have to have more plays of it. But the gameplay itself is what I'm basing this ranking off of. I love how this game plays. You're going to be moving your ships around the board. You're going to be building your ships up and taking over planets and destroying ships and all that. But it is the more Euro-y of these type of games for sure. But I just love it. I love building up my ship. I mean, you're still rolling dice. There is that element of it. But I just love how all of this plays out. I love the technologies that you're gaining for your ships and making the decision, do I want to have, faster ships or stronger ships or whatever. And yeah, I just really like this. I like this style of game.
I enjoyed it.
I like this style of game anyway. There's also, this is a 4X game. There's the exploration piece. I tend to really like exploration in games a lot. There's some resource management here, which is really cool.
On Lost Ruins of Arnak, right? Flip over the tiles, see what happens.
Yeah, I love that. The reveal. It's the reveal. I really enjoy that. The components are through the roof, which doesn't hurt things either. So anyway, this game will rise the more and more plays that I get with it. 27 is super high for not having played it very much, but I still really love it. That is Eclipse Second Dawn for the Galaxy, my number 27, and this is...
It'll rise like a golden eclipse.
That's right. That's not right. Okay, this is actually 26 overall.
Whoa, I didn't realize it was that high.
So this is a re-implementation of regular Eclipse, which at one time I believe was like the #1 game. This was years ago.
I don't remember that.
Right now it is 67 overall. It was really high. Maybe not the #1, but it was the top 5, I think.
Wow. I enjoyed. I've only played it once. I enjoyed it. Realized it's not as good at 2, probably.
Yes,
but it was still enjoyable, but definitely not this high for me. But I get it.
Excellent. It's excellent.
I get it. That's number 27.
Yep. Eclipse.
My number 27 is ranked 74 overall, and that is Fields of Arle, or Arle. I hear people argue about how do you pronounce that.
Well, pirates usually say Arle. What are you doing? What is that?
I don't know. I just feel like a
Please
pirate.
Don't do that anymore.
I don't know. A pirate that's questioning life. I think that's what they would do.
Yeah, I mean pirates can talk, right?
Yeah, but if they're questioning their life, like they're in distress, they don't know. There's no words to express it, so they're like.
So Fields of Arle is a pirate game where you are farming.
Yeah. So this is a Rosenberg game. Rosenberg's obviously, if you follow us at all, is one of my favorite designers of all time. This is a 2-player only game unless you get the expansion, which allows you to play 3 players. But this is a farming game where you stick a worker down and you do what it says, basically. But what I like about it is that one of the things I like about it over some of his other games is that your worker placement spots actually, you build an engine with those, they grow. Like you can make them more powerful. So there's that tension of going to spots versus making your spots more powerful for later on and all that kind of thing. And honestly, it's just really fun. I mean, man, you're raising some farm animals, you're moving levees, you're building buildings, just like so many of his games. But this is a top-notch one of his. If I'm just one of my favorite, if not my favorite 2-player game of all time, though it's a lot longer than a lot of the other fun 2-player games. So I don't get this one to the table as much.
Yeah, at one time I said this was my favorite Uwe Rosenberg game. That still probably stands, I'm guessing. I really, really like this game quite a bit. But you know what, John? I've been playing, I mentioned this, that I've been playing some online games, playing on Board Game Arena and playing on Yucata. And I've been playing Agricola on Board Game Arena.
That's great.
It is. It is a great game.
That's a great game.
I had forgotten how much, but it's a little too tight for my taste. Yeah. I like to be able to do more stuff and not feel so stressed out. That's what I've been told, I guess, but I don't know. Anyway, this Fields of Arle is a fantastic game. Good pick.
It's a great game.
Good pick.
That's my number 27. Now, I do have to ask you, do you not have a Rosenberg game on your top 50?
I do not.
Boo! We said that we were going to do it. That's ridiculous.
You're going to boo my picks.
That's ridiculous.
Not boo my whole list.
One of the greatest designers of all time, and you can't find one game. It's good. I think it's actually because you just don't play his games that much.
I've played a decent amount of his games. Fields of Arle made my list last year, I think, if I remember right.
How is A Feast for Odin not on your list somewhere?
Well, again, I've only played it one time. You've promised to show me that game again, and you have not.
No, it's because you're always like, let's play this game.
That's
or
better.
This game. And then you're like, actually, I come to your house, and there's a completely different game set up. And it's Eclipse.
I don't have Feast for Odin. I would like to play that again, though. Yeah.
There you go. My number 27, right?
Yep.
Fields of Arle.
My number 26 is a game that came out in 2014. This is ranked 31 overall. I am Mr. Popularity this week as far as ATG goes.
Wow.
That's Orléans. And that's Rainer Stockhausen, Clemens Franz Art. There you go, speaking of Uwe Rosenberg. And in this game, this is a bag builder. You are going to be taking out your little workers out of the bag, and you're going to be putting them out onto the board into different spots onto your board to be able to take different actions. I like how all that plays out, and you're going to be kind of expanding, you're going to be traveling around, you're going to be moving up tracks on this game, all the things. I really like this game. You had Altiplano on your list. I really like Altiplano as well. This one just gets the nod for me. It's always good in my opinion.
You know, the funny thing about this, Dean, is how many times have I argued about Altiplano being better? Mostly because you cycle through all your chips, and I like that. I like that way better. I would like to play them back to back again because Altiplano gets a little long in the tooth. You were right about that, and this is a little bit peppier, a little snappier. Still think I like Altiplano better, which is why it's on my list. But
you know what's interesting is, so I don't have the Invasion expansion for this one. I have the other expansion.
Okay.
I'm on this kick. I've only played one, but since playing Viticulture cooperative, now I want to play all these games cooperative. So I want to play the Invasion version of this cooperative. I want to play Maracaibo cooperative version of that. I'm on this kick now. Maybe we should go through a tour of all these games that have been given a cooperative version and just play them all.
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah, let's do it.
My number 26, Orléans.
So my number 26 is Rococo Deluxe Edition. We already talked about this game. I didn't mention anything about it personally because I wanted to wait. I'm just going to say what I like about it is I think the hand management and the deck building is really fun in this game. And to go along with that, you have that tug of war back and forth because you have area majority as you're putting out your garments. But you also have those kind of tough decisions of, man, like last night I was playing it. I could put this garment into the window to get points, or I could get $22 right now, or livre. I'm taking the money, you know? So like you have those interesting calls and those decisions, a little bit of engine building going on with an income, and then you have the tactical like decisions of, man, should I get those, what is it? What do they call it? It's not cloth. They call it silk. The colors, I think it's silk, right?
Yeah, silk.
Like, should I get the silk? Should I go now to get that? Because, wow, there's several people that are requiring blue garments, you know, but I also want to grab one of these MasterCards, you know, maybe, or whatever, to build my deck. And so when do I do that versus my opponents? And there's only one spot and all these ornaments to put out. And if someone goes there first, then they're going to take that spot. Man, I can't get it. And so you're making all those, you know, in-game decisions like that are fun. Weighted at 3, so it's a relatively easy game to teach and a dang blast to play. That's my number 26.
It's Rococo. A dang blast to play. You heard it here. You put that quote on the box.
Oh, yep.
Rococo people. Eagle Griffin Games.
Yeah.
You can use it.
Yeah, absolutely you can.
All right, my number 25 is a brand new game called Wonderland's War.
I knew this would be on your list.
Did you think so?
I didn't think I knew.
You knew this was going to be on my list.
Have you seen the minis? Have you seen the art?
It's got
area majority.
Clunky chips. I didn't actually plan this. This is back-to-back bag building games too.
Yeah.
Wonderland's War. You are going to be moving around the tea.
I didn't wonder.
The tea table. What do you call it? The table where you serve tea. Yeah, you're going to be moving around that table.
And as you do it, someone goes, "Tea time, tea time." It's.
All right, you're going to be moving around that table, and I'm trying to find pictures of that board, but I don't see any online, where you are taking action. So there's cards that are going to be around the table. You're going to take one of those cards and get the stuff that's on it. Sometimes it's going to be giving you new chips. Sometimes it's going to allow you to get, oh, here we go, some painted miniatures. Sometimes it's going to allow you to get new characters or, different cards of, whatever different things on here. Sorry, I'm stuck on the painted miniatures that I'm looking at online.
Oh, gosh.
Then you go through that whole tea ceremony, and then you are going to then have the battle in Wonderland. You're going to battle in all these different territories. Oh my goodness, I cannot find any good pictures.
I hate when that happens.
I know. When you have miniature games,
time you
usually
miniatures, yeah.
That's right. So then you're going to have put out your tokens into these different territories, and you're going to battle those territories out for the victory points. In the same vein as like a El Grande kind of thing, or what's that other one? It's anyway, games like that where it's just area control to get those victory points. I really, really like this game.
I know you do.
I didn't mention this, but with those battles, you are drawing tokens out of your bag for the different battle values that you have, and there's an element of quacks in here where you're kind of pushing your luck and not wanting to bust in that battle. I love the battle piece of this. I love the drafting, going around the table and picking up those cards. Everything about this game, I love it. I don't think this one will fall. It could rise for me in the future, I would imagine. I want to play this with more people. I've played this a decent amount, but I just want to play it more and maybe solidify it. I'm always a little reluctant to just like throw one really high up there, although I do have a game that came out this year that is higher on my list than even Wonderland's War. I'm seeing this on a lot of people's lists, though. People love this game.
It was really good.
It's 538 overall.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I had a great time playing that game. I liked the area control piece to it. I liked the bag building piece. The way the cards worked going around the tea table that you talked about. It was very, very solid. And I would definitely play a game if you put it on the table. So, and I get it. You need to rate it. You haven't rated it in BGG.
I have not.
You need to rate it right now.
No.
Live. In front of everyone.
I don't know what I have it at.
9 out of 10?
I think so.
Wow.
Something like that. It may 9.5, something like that. I don't know.
Wow.
I'd have to go back at our video and watch that. Yeah. No, there are two different versions. I said miniatures. There's a cardboard standee and cardboard token version of this game that you can actually get for a pretty reasonable price. But the deluxe version of this is where it's at. So hopefully that'll be more accessible in the future for people.
Love it. That is your number 25.
25, Wonderland's War.
My 25 is a Suki game, because Vladimir does amazing games. Amazing games. Pulsar, 2849. The game that Dean played one time late night, and it's kind of turned him off from playing it again, and yet every time he plays a Suki game, he talks about how amazing they are.
That's absolutely true.
It's true.
It is true.
I mean, you love him.
One of my favorite designers, for
but
sure.
because of one bad experience, you're missing out on one of his better games, IMO. So in this game, you're
probably right.
You're dice drafting, but as you draft the die, if you're drafting them away from the median marker, then like you're going up and down on these different tracks, going back and forth. So it's like you having these pools of I really want that die, but I really don't want to go that many steps to get that die, which is really cool. But I like this game. It's got engine building, and it just feels real tight. Like you're not making that many decisions. You know those types of games. I love those.
Yeah.
So I can't remember how many die that you actually end up drafting, but it's like 12 or something. I can't remember, but it's not very many, and you keep feeling like, man, I'm not really accomplishing much. But at the end of the game, by the time your kind of engine is churning and burning and different things, kind of like in the Hall of the Mountain King felt yesterday. Like that's kind of those kind of feels. And that's why I think you.
I was actually thinking Praga Kaput Regni, which is like that.
It's so fun, man. I just every time I play this one, I'm like, yeah, it's just solid, great game. That's why it's my number 25. It is ranked number. I'll go back on mine, Dean. You don't have to on yours.
It's 241
overall. So really high rating. Love it.
Yeah, it's there's no miniatures in this one, which is why I don't want to get it to the table as often. Right. I think. Fun game. All right, my number 24, I believe. I can't look at my list right now. So 24.
It is 24, yeah.
One with miniatures. Star Wars Imperial Assault.
I've never played it.
Yep. I think you would actually like this. Here's what we're going to do, John. This is what we need to do, and soon. We're going to play a skirmish version of this game. Okay?
How many? Let's be honest.
No. We're going to do it. We're going to do this.
How many games have we already said that we got to play that one? We're going to play that one.
No, this is going to happen.
I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you something.
Here's how I'm going to make sure it happens.
With all the different Star Wars things that have come out recently, I'm gonna put my arm around you a little bit. I don't care about Star Wars anymore. I wish
yes, you do.
They would have just had the 3 originals and never came out with
Oh, come on. That's
100%,
ridiculous.
100%. I'm not saying that everything else has been bad. I'm not. But there is, first of all, you know, the 90s ones that came out, which my son argued, my son just watched through them again. Can I tell you something? They are absolutely horrific. The acting is bad, the CGI is bad, the plot is bad, everything is horrible in those movies. And then the new ones, there's some good ones, but there's also some mess in there. And so yeah, I kind of wish they would have never done anything else. Go ahead.
Okay, you can play this game in that world of that original
I know that, which is intriguing. Yeah, which is intriguing, but yeah.
Okay, so in this game, you've actually got 2 different modes. You've got kind of 3, really. You've got the adventuring mode where you've got 1 versus all. Then they came out with an app a little bit later, so you can play fully cooperative using the app, which is a version that I really enjoy playing. I think that's a cool way to play it. But also there's the skirmish mode, which I really enjoy as well, where you and I can go head to head. You pick one of your factions. You can be, the Empire or whatever, and I can be the Rebellion, and we can fight against each other using, we each get a certain amount of points to go with, and then we just battle it out on the different characters that we have, and there's different maps, there's different objectives and things like that. I really, really, really enjoy this game. I don't get it to the table as much. I've been wanting to play back through a lot of the cooperative stuff, but you and I, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to invite you over to my house to play, some lame Euro or whatever. You're going to get there, and this game is going to be on the table, and you're going to be forced to play this game because, hey, John, we don't have enough time to set up a new game. Let's just play this. Okay. And you're going to like it.
Okay. Let's play.
Okay. All right. Hey, you heard it here. John's going to play it.
That's fine.
That's my number 24.
Can I be honest with you? It may be amazing, but I'm not excited at all. I will just play it for you. I'm just because I love you.
Okay.
Nah. You heard it here.
All right. That is 20. It is 24, right?
Yes.
Okay. 24 is Imperial Assault. Star Wars Imperial Assault. That is 55 overall, by the way. Wow. Woof. Yikes.
I mean, I don't know if it's yikes. My number 24 overall is ranked 92 overall, and that's Troyes. So we can kind of continue on the beige Euro games.
Spelled Troyes, by the way, if people are looking this up. Troyes.
Yeah, that's Xavier Voorhees. And I really I think he's a really, really great designer. I haven't played Troyes. This is one of the ones that I told...
Wait, what?
In a while. So
I was like, this is pretty high on your list. I've never played it.
I love the art of this game, by the way. But no, this is one that Dean and I talked about. Some of these, I don't know if I even played this year, but it's just been such a classic, and it's so good. And every time I play it, I'm like, yeah, I love it. You're taking dice, and you can actually buy dice from other people. And talk about reveal. A card is revealed at the beginning of each round. For each of the little sections of the city. And so you're like, oh, how can I make this card work for me? And you're kicking people out of the buildings with your meeples, and everything's just woven together in a beautiful package, a midweight Euro that just is a home run hitter, slam dunk if you're playing basketball,
goal if you're a soccer
hole in
player.
One, yeah, if you're playing golf, ace, tennis ace, right?
That's Troyes. John's number 24. Right, you're done? Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, you said you were complaining about how long I was taking, so in your face, done.
All right, my number 23, 22, 21, making sure I'm right there. Okay, my number 23 is a game that is new to my list. I've played this a bunch over the past year. It's not a new game. It came out in 2018. That is Obsession. I am a bit obsessed with this game, actually. This one's ranked 134 overall. This is, I think, a pretty unique game too. It is deck building where you're going to be taking these cards and you're going to be playing these cards and then playing the different characters from your house onto your cards to be able to tend to those characters that you're playing. And you're also going to be taking a location and putting the location in play so that you take that action. So if you're looking at the picture online, that's exactly what's happening. I'm playing these cards that are matching up with the different location for the amount of people that I need in that location. Then you just get a bunch of actions. You're going to be gaining prestige. You're going to be gaining coins, pounds, you're going to be gaining money and all that. But really, ultimately, this game is Downton Abbey. Through and through. It's Downton Abbey. That's the board game.
You're selling me on it for that. People love this game, and I would love to play it.
It's a lot of fun.
I would rather play this than Star Wars Imperium, but I might like that one, Imperial Insult. I mean, I might like Star Wars better. But.
Imperial Insult? Is that what you just said?
Oof.
Obsession is such a unique game. There's nothing like this game that I've played before. It really is. Your whole turn, I'm going to take one of these, again, if you're looking at the pictures, I've got these different locations, different events. I'm going to take an event, I'm going to put it on my board, and then I'm going to have that event at my house.
There you go.
Really. And it feels super thematic. The people that you're getting to put in there are it's interesting. All of it is really interesting.
Let's play it.
I love it. I love this game.
Play it right now.
Okay. All right. See you later, MeepleTown.
There it is. 23, Obsession. 2 peanuts were walking down the road. One was assaulted.
I got it.
You know. Merlin is my number 23, which is yet another Stefan Feld game. This is one of those games that Dean and I originally played. It's been a while. A couple years ago, he had introduced me to it.
This is shocking this is on your list.
I know, and it was a later night. We had just played Bora Bora, and that was a little bit longer. And then we played this, and I went, that's a really good game. I enjoy it, but it was kind of like 7.5, rated 8 for me. And then I bought it, because I just kept thinking. I kept thinking about this game, Dean, over and over. And I love this game. Like, I also have the Arthur expansion or whatever, which I do really enjoy. I don't think it needs it, like some people say, but I do like it better with it.
Yeah,
I don't think the game was broken originally. I think that it's a very solid original game, very, very good. But I do like it with that expansion. But in the game, I mean, it's like Stefan Feld, man. What decision am I going to make? Like I'm going around this table and I have these dice and I have a few dice and I've got to pick how many steps I want to go, or whatever it may be. And you got to balance everything out. There's a little area majority that's going on in the different like districts or whatever those are in the game. You're doing some battling out with the majority in the what is that called? I can't remember what that's called. Where the little villages, you're putting your token out there, kingdom
board or something like that. Yeah.
So like you have those things going on. A lot of just really fun mechanics. I really like the art in this game, and it's a little more thematic because you're fending off bad guys, which kind of adds to it. Like, oh, they're coming to get a castle. So I'm not going to say it's a highly thematic game. I'm just saying it might be a little bit more than some of his other games. And kind of managing all that, maybe it's worth it to let the people come in and do a little damage to me to score more points in another place.
Yeah.
And so it's a great game, man. I just love it. Weighted around 3.11. I'm really digging that 3 to 3.5 range at this moment, and I love Merlin.
Yep, I'm with you. This is a great game. This is a lot of fun. The planning for this one is interesting. When I'm going to play my dice, like which order I'm going to play those, I think is really interesting.
And then someone jacking your stuff.
Yeah, and then there's some interaction with moving Merlin around the board too, which I think is pretty interesting.
And you have those like flags that you can play one time that'll give you like that one-time bonus. And when to play that is like, do I use it now to jump across the table, to like, but oh man, I don't know, I'd really like the one that's a few spaces ahead, and like I love those decisions.
Yeah, this is a great game. Good pick, John. Well done.
Yeah, I know. You're welcome.
All right, my number 32 is a game that we played recently called Nations. This one's new to my list as well. This is a civilization game. This one is ranked 186 overall, which might be my highest one of the day, maybe, I don't know. I've got a lot of really high ranked games today. Okay. All right, in this game, you are going to be taking cards and putting them onto your board and building up your civilization. You also need to keep you need to keep these resources so that you can feed people or whatever it is. I mean, that's essentially what it is, right? Feeding people, spending coal to do different things, and having gold, and then kind of balancing out those resources too, which is interesting. You're going to be gaining new workers to be placing on those spots to take the action, but you don't want to have too many workers out because, again, you're going to have to feed them and you're going to have to spend the resources to be able to do that. I just think this one's a lot of fun. What really makes this game shine for me is the fact that if you're playing your first game, you might play with all the same sides of the board, so everybody has the same faction essentially. Yeah. But flip the boards over, you got the B side, and then you're playing with a unique faction, and I really enjoy that playing that way more. But this game is really fun. I really would like the expansion of this one. I don't have it. I think it's difficult. I think it's difficult to get, but I would really like to have the expansion to play some of those other new factions. But great game. That is Nations. You like this one too?
You'll see.
Okay. All right. Maybe we will.
My number 22 is where we're at. Correct. Is El Grande. Has that been on your list yet?
No, it will be.
Yeah. Okay. El Grande is the quintessential area control game.
I mean, it might be. It might be. Was that a spoiler?
No, everyone knew that's going to be on the list. And I think it's just, you have those interesting decisions of what cards to get and, you know, dudes that you can put on the map versus powers, you know, that you have. And like, man, where are you going to put them in conjunction to the, what's the big pawn's name in this game? I'm drawing a mind blank right now. The king? No.
The giant one that's on there that you can't.
That is the king, right? Okay,
the taboo area.
Yeah. So like, and that's really cool, and when to move things, and it's just, I love it. If you haven't played it, probably, you know, if you don't have a copy, it's kind of like in your face. You can't find it much in the U.S. of A.
I don't understand why they don't reprint this game.
It's so good. You have the tower, that you can like kind of secretly, you're putting things in there, and you're like trying to figure out or trying to remember what people put in it, and it's every time I bring it out, it's like weighted at 3. It's pretty easy to teach. People love it, and I just love it. It's so good.
Yeah, the reveal of this one, you flipping your card over and then figuring out which action you're going to take.
The action is all what it's all about.
So interesting. Yeah. I love the actions in this game.
So fun.
Yep, excellent.
El Grande, it's ranked 87 overall.
Excellent pick. El Grande, my number 31 and the last one of the day. Dude, drum roll. There you go. Keyflower.
Yeah.
You like this one too?
Oh, I love Keyflower.
This is a 2 to 6 player game. This is in the Key series, my favorite of the Key series.
We're gonna get some great picks today.
I think so.
For the most part.
The higher that we get, the better we're getting, I think.
That's the way it should be.
This one is ranked 88 overall, which is, again, top 100 game for me, really, really high. In this game, I've actually got a game of this going on BGA. Another plug for Board Game Arena. If you're on Board Game Arena, we have a MeepleTown guild in there, and we're called Residents of MeepleTown. You can play games with me, probably, not John, but a lot of other people. We play games in there.
Sorry.
Keyflower is a game that I have going on right now. Not in that guild, I don't think, a different one. But this one, you are going to be placing your meeples out onto these tiles to place bids and to take actions on those tiles. This is a really unique bidding system, I think, because I'm going to have these meeples behind my screen of different colors, and if I want to bid on one, I might put one red down on the side of a tile that I want to bid on. Then John's like, no, I want that, so he's going to put 2 red. They have to be the same color.
That's right.
Somebody else can put 3, but I can take that one that I lost right then and put it somewhere else because I am losing that one. The only way for me to get that one back now is to place 3 on there. Same thing when you're taking the actions. If I want to place a meeple on a tile to get an action, I place 1, the next person has to place 2, the same color, and so on and so forth. This game is just really, really, really fun. It just makes me feel, this is the time of year I like playing this one in the fall for thematic reasons. I just think it's a blast to play. Love it. Every time.
It's amazing. I can't talk about that one either.
Keyflower. Ooh, really? Okay. All right.
Of course, dude. Keyflower is like always like really high on my list.
Yeah, this one has dropped a little bit for me over the years, but I mean,
that's a mistake.
It's still top 30 game.
Whenever you put some new hotness that's kind of smelly garbage in front of Keyflower, I'm gonna boo you.
Okay. I mean, the idea, you're gonna boo me on some things.
The idea is like I'm not hating. But the idea, if and I don't know this, if Lost Ruins of Arnak is better than Keyflower, that is ridiculous.
Lost Ruins of Arnak was a top 10 game for me last year.
Yeah, that was a bad choice, but
we'll see if it stayed on there this year. I don't know.
All right, so we've had a lot of overlap. Isn't that weird? That in all the board games of the land, I think we had. Do we have 3 overlaps this week, or just 2?
2, I think. Nations and...
yeah, well, number 21 is Nations.
Nations, Rococo, and... No, there was one 3 more. There was one more. What was the other one?
I closed out of all my stuff just a second ago, which was dumb, I guess.
Not Keyflowers. Maybe that was it. Rococo? Did I say that? What is it? Yeah. Is Rococo...
Maybe you're right. Maybe that was it. Okay. Well,
Hansa Teutonica was
Hansa Teutonica was close last week. Okay, cool.
Nations.
Yeah, so... is Nations better or is Through the Ages better? That's going to be the question that most people that are into pretty heavy games are going to say. They might put their nose up that I have Nations on here and I don't have Through the Ages, which has been on my list before. Through the Ages is a great game. Through the Ages is, for me, way too complicated to pull out like once a year. Like I play a lot of these games and go through and try to remember all the fiddly rules and stuff that it has, even though I do really, really like that game. Nations is streamlined Through the Ages that is really easy to teach, and I love how it's just all about balance and building your empire with balance. And then also having that kind of battle back and forth in the different areas, like the books or whatever, I can't remember what they call that. Whoever has the most can score points at the end of the ages and stuff with your opponents, and like trying to figure that out. But I just love it. Like you can't grow too fast. It's gonna be harmful. And so how do I grow at a good speed and make the right decisions on those cards to play? But there's not an overwhelming amount of cards, you know, and they're usually really simple. It just ups this, ups that, not complicated. Last time Dean and I played it, a month ago, we just loved it.
Yeah.
It's so good, man. Nations is absolutely great.
Yeah, for this type of game, it's a pretty simple game too overall, like you've already said. But I think it's a great game.
That's it.
All right, man. That's our list for this week. So in the coming weeks, we're going to be doing the last 20 of these. Now, just remember, if you're listening to the podcast, we will not have the list for next week. It'll be that following week. So back a little bit more on schedule, I guess, for I don't know. We just know next week we're not going to have the podcast for this list.
There you go.
But in the meantime, tell people how they can get in touch with us, John.
Yeah, if you're enjoying our YouTube channel, we'd love for you to subscribe. If you're listening, we'd love for you to write a review. That would be really cool. We're at MeepleTown Games on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Patreon, we're MeepleTown.com/Patreon, and we're Board Game Geek Guild 34/7.
Thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.